Hello and welcome to Business Reporter's Future of Retail campaign. I'm Alastair Greener and I'm here in Notting Hill in the chic shopping area in central London. And we're going to be looking at how technology apps are empowering retailers to improve their customers' experience. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you start by setting the scene from your perspective, how the emphasis in CRM is shifting from selling to customers to connecting with customers?
It's very much focused really on how you get closer to your customer. So I think there's an age of where, we've been kind of get this deluge of information, whether that's through automated marketing, whether that's through information that we see when we're browsing online, etc. And there's a real desire now, like this crave for a human interaction. And I think that's what we're seeing, with the brands that we work with, but also, generally.
Yeah, and I think also if you really are an omni-channel business or multi-channel, whatever we want to call it today, it highlights the importance of people and then also how you use technology with a much more person focus. That's very important to us.
Tell us a little bit more about this term we hear a lot about, which is clienteling. What does it actually mean? How would you define it?
It's really unifying commerce and customer together and being able to look at a way in which you can connect in a very meaningful and personal way.
So what you're saying is that clienteling is how retailers are interacting with consumers, in which case, from the consumer's perspective, what's actually missing?
I think that there's a lot of mass conversations going on with customers. People talk about personalisation, but really there's not that much personal about it. What the customer wants is that individual conversation with a sales advisor who is enlightened, both with the preferences of that customer, perhaps their wish list, conversations that have been held with the brand in the past, not just with one sales advisor, but if they've passed on that information, that then the brand knows about them. So I think that they will benefit greatly from that, what we would call personalisation.
Luxury brands do it really well. They focus on that 3% of their customers that are often driving a very large proportion of their revenue. But with a different brand, with a smaller brand, you've got to look at where are you going to over-index and connect. What are you going to focus on that feels right for your customer?
How does technology help with the customer's journey that we've been talking about?
If you look at every touch point within that customer journey, within the purchase, kind of path to purchase, where something like our app can help is when you're joining up those stages. So whether it's actually looking at my, engagement before an appointment, because I'm coming into the store. So I've got, where if I want to communicate with you via WhatsApp, or if I want to communicate with you on email or SMS, pulling all of that into a unified view. And then also looking at, what kind of product am I wanting to look at? What can I inspire you before you come into the store? So it really brings the commerce side of engagement and communication along with the actual real conversation that you can have with a customer, and brings it all into a single interface, a single way of using a tool to really empower the store teams to connect with that customer.
What about the customers? Are they ready for this level of technology?
I think the customers are ready. I'm not sure the retailers are ready. It's been very important for us to take our time, to be thoughtful in how we introduce technology. We're a lifestyle brand, and the holy grail for a lifestyle retailer is technology which is fashionable, which is beautiful, good to look at. We need to be consistent in our behaviour with our customers. So as long as we can introduce something which is seamless, which feels still part of this lifestyle that they're trying to build, then I think they'll be really grateful.
How can technology help us gather more data and use it more effectively to improve the customer experience?
It's very much about bringing that all together. There's a lot of talk, there has been around single customer view or 360 degree of the customer, but it's how you bring that together and then use that to add value to the customer. So it goes back to those old principles of traditional retail. I know you, I know what you like, I want to inspire you, but bringing that together into a single place is really how technology can help you to do that. And when it does add value to the customer doesn't mind sharing their data. It's when they share data and there's no value add at all is where it becomes, unpalatable.
How can brands ensure that their customers feel secure using this technology and at the same time ensure that they feel like they're really talking to a real person?
If it's done through conversation, through the interaction with a human being, then that is where it's a joint journey. And they're happy.
Yeah.
They'll be happy with
And
that.
I think it's very important that you automate the tasks behind what you're trying to achieve. So you're automating the tasks rather than automating the engagement.
Yes,
So you're
I agree
creating
with that.
a one-to-one conversation, but you're helping the sales advisor, the personal stylist, to know, I must follow up with Siobhan for that after that appointment. It's her birthday in 2 weeks' time. That's what you're achieving by using technology.
Now, you're trying to bring all of these elements together with your technology, but tell me exactly how it works.
Well, basically, it's really integrating all of the back-end processes and information to bring that knowledge and level of understanding up to the hands of the sales associates and the teams in stores, so they can really be well informed, they can be empowered to surprise and delight the customer, they can really nurture that relationship, they can inspire them using the way in which the customer wants to be communicated with. So bringing lots of information together, but in a way that makes it very powerful for the sales team to use.
Sure. I'm really excited about that because, one of the challenges in retail, they're our greatest asset, the sales advisors, but also they're very much their own people. And it's really important that we engage with them in how we introduce technology into our business, that it's not a replacement for them, that we're not trying to make our environment more efficient, we're trying to make it a much better, a more beautiful experience for the customers. And I think as long as they can see how empowering that is for them, it becomes something very exciting for them to use.
What are the KPIs that you use to measure the success of your app?
Typically, it focuses on two areas. The customer behaviour, but also the sales associate, the team behaviour, what's working well. So when you're trying to deliver exceptional service, what's really important for you and what's really kind of allowing the customer to feel valued, surprise and delight. So those metrics are really laser sharp on what is working well for the brand. And then from a customer perspective, it's looking at repeat purchase, looking at loyalty, looking at lifetime value, how engaged am I? Not just transaction, so it could be beyond transactional information. It's, how engaged am I as a customer with the brand?
This issue of the lifetime value of a customer, it's talked about, but the truth is it's often overlooked. Perhaps it's more used in online-only businesses, but for us, it's one of the most important things to be able to put some value on it and then work towards remaining with that customer throughout their lifetime. This idea of nurturing the customer through the engagement is really important.
We've talked a lot about the technology that stores can use. So when they're considering an app, what are the key elements that they should be looking at before implementation?
For us, it's quite simple. You have to understand what your purpose of using the app is for. Are you, is it for customer acquisition? Is it for repeat, driving repeat purchase? You have to have a very clear focus of why you want to use the technology and what it's going to deliver for you.
For us, it will be the blend of old traditional retail and new technology. That can only be done through training the sales advisors really well so that they actually own the process.
Cathy McCabe from Proximity Insight and Siobhan McKeating from Brissi, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.